Okay.
Okay.
Yep. I wish it did tell you like how much time, but oh well, we'll wing it. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
So I'm just gonna start by introducing myself.
Okay.
My name is Kate. I know it says Catherine. I don't know how to change that, so that's fine.
That's fine.
But I'm Kate, and I'm in the Hayes School District in 2nd grade. So
Okay. And I am Lisa, and I am at Garden City, but I'm at Plymouth Elementary, which is a small rural district for Garden City, and I'm in 1st grade.
I am Chelsea, and I am in the Wellington School District in 4th grade. So has anybody actually started with students this week?
No,
My students started on Tuesday.
oh, we started last Wednesday with a half day of school.
that's too.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
This
So Chelsea, you don't have any like you haven't had kids for very long.
No, Tuesday was our first day. And then we had our Zoom meeting yesterday, and so today's my 2nd day with the students.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
So,
But
Yeah.
as far as teaching, I've only done like little sessions. I haven't done like any big things yet.
yeah, this week so far, we've just been doing a lot of get to know you activities and some open mindset stuff and perseverance and just getting to know the students and then having them get to know us. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But,
Yeah.
and then I'm in a cooperative classroom, so I'm actually with 2 4th grade classes.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
Okay.
Yep.
My cooperating teacher has had COVID. She tested positive on Saturday, and they found me a sub, which was nice, but I still was like kind of full teaching, and I'm just like, this is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
that'd be overwhelming for sure.
Oh no, let's not ease you in.
Just
sometimes
throw you in.
Yeah. And I feel like that sometimes the district is kind of doing that, like, oh, you're there, so let's just utilize
Yeah,
you
we'll
kind of
just- yep.
scenario. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to pay you because technically, like, you're not a sub, like you're student teaching. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. Yep. Free subbing.
Like, no, I don't have this experience.
Exactly. Okay, so we have 4 questions that we're kind of supposed to talk about, and I
Mhm.
wrote them down so you don't have to go back and forth.
Okay,
Okay,
good, because that's what
so-
I have been doing.
The first one is, what are you looking forward to during the school year or semester?
I just look forward to gaining more experience and confidence in the classroom. So like 2 of my methods courses, we were not allowed in the classroom because of COVID. And so like we just had to pretend to teach in front of family or friends or nobody. And so like I'm like, I feel completely unprepared for that.
So what'd you guys do? Have to attend like Zoom or how did that work for you?
No, we just would design a lesson and we would either
Okay.
teach it to family members like at our house
Oh,
or
oh my
or even
gosh.
nobody, and so I'm just like, it's not even an accurate feeling.
No, it's
for
not.
me,
No.
so.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
That's how mine was too, it was right during COVID. I think I took social studies and literacy the semester that we came back from the shutdown.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like making 3 YouTube videos. That's all I made about me teaching this lesson to 21-year-olds. And it's like, this doesn't give me any
Yeah.
help. Like I've
Yeah.
never seen a
Mhm.
literacy lesson in a school before. So I feel completely just
Yeah, I
unprepared.
was fortunate to go into the classrooms, but I had small classes. Like I did 12 for one class in the spring and then 6 in the other. So like, but the surprising thing is The 6 student one was harder than the 12 because there was only one girl and 5 boys, and they couldn't work together. Like no matter what group you partnered you
Oh,
up
no.
with, it was just a small dynamic that they just fought constantly. But the 12, the group of 12, great together. And it was like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh. And now for my student teaching, I have 22. So it's like, boom, your eyes are like, like this is real life right here. Yeah,
Whole new playing field.
exactly.
Yep. 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 I
And I
kind of
guess
agree though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think that I'm looking forward, like we have project-based learning as one of the ones that first graders have, that Plymouth Elementary has implemented that. And so that's one of the things I'm going to take over. And so I'm kind of excited to do like little projects with them. And I'm going to try to tie it into their reading unit. Like my first one's going to be about community and kind of do like about themselves, families, and community helpers. So I think that's, other than just doing your math and your ELA, I kind of have a little more way of making it inventive for them. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
That'd be fun. I kind of like Chelsea said, I'm really looking forward to like getting the experience because I don't have any. And I've heard tons and tons of horror stories about student teaching and how like their student teachers are used and abused and they're making copies or they're running to get things and they're not actually in the classroom. But my cooperating teacher is the best. I am so grateful that I was able to like get someone as good as she is because she understands that the whole COVID situation and how like I have no experience in any of this. And she's like really working with me on that. So I'm very grateful for that.
I've been really fortunate that my cooperating teacher and her co-teacher have been just absolutely amazing. We've already just connected on such a great level that they're ready to just relinquish what I need to do, let me do what my thing and work around what I need to do. So they've been super helpful.
That's awesome. I've got a little bit of a younger one. And so it's new to her. So we're learning together, which is not a bad thing. So
Right.
It's kind of like trying to get the groove of what are the dynamics of it. But she's been really good so far too.
So the next question is any challenges or concerns that you have facing the next semester?
I think my biggest concern really is the PPAT stuff. That seemed kind of
Yes.
overwhelming yesterday. I was looking at some of that stuff and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Where
like,
do you find the time to do that?
Right. I mean, and I've got about an hour for lunch, and then when the students go to specials, there's about an hour, but we're trying to work on lesson planning and other things during that time. And I've got 2 kids, and I'm just like, I'm like, God, I have to schedule that one in.
Yeah, exactly. I have a feeling if I don't get on top of it, I'm going to get lost in the deadlines. Like,
Right.
I don't want to be one of those ones that's like, oh, it's a week out and I haven't started anything. So that worries me a little bit.
That's kind of where I'm at too with the PPAT is I'm assuming I didn't see either one of you. I don't think I saw you yesterday in person, right? No,
I did the
you?
Zoom.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
Yep.
So yeah, after like sitting in there for the 3 hours that they were talking, it was like, holy cow, this is like I knew it was gonna be bad, but now I'm just like, this is really happening. Like I really have to do this. This isn't next semester, like this is right now.
Right.
It's overwhelming.
It really is.
And I haven't done the content knowledge or the other ones either. So I'm like, how?
Yeah, I haven't either. And like the summer got away from me. And honestly, I think once I'm actually in the classroom and teaching alongside the teachers, I feel like I will be more confident in those exams after student teaching,
definitely.
not before. I felt super unprepared.
That's how I was. I took all of them this summer except for the ELA because they screwed up my like test for that, but they were a lot easier than I thought they were going to be. Like the
That's
wording
reassuring.
of them was difficult, and I was like, I am not passing this, but you just have to read through the questions, and they give you like when you register for it and you pay for that test or whatever, they'll give you a practice test.
Okay.
And it's full
Okay.
length. So if the real test is 50 questions, you'll still get like 50 math questions
practice.
or whatever it is.
Okay.
And they're not the same, but at least
Right.
it gives you an idea of like the wording and what it's going to look like. So
Right.
Okay.
'Cause I put so much pressure on myself, especially when it comes to exams like that. And I put way too much stress on myself.
that's how I was. And then I got in there and I was like, that was it. Like that's all. Like I'm pretty sure I passed that. So yeah, it's
That's a
I don't
relief.
know. Yeah.
Did you do it? Okay, you did them separately when you did yours individually. Okay.
Yeah, I would not recommend
Yeah,
sitting
I
in
did
one.
that for the-
One of my cooperative teachers says do not do them all at the same time.
Okay. I did my core like that and I kind of regretted it. So yeah.
The PPAT, even that, or not the PPAT, the PLT, like the one that's about how you teach kids. That one even got long. I was sitting there, I was like, how am I on question 20? There's like 60 here. It's been 45 minutes. I'm over this. So
Yeah.
Right.
that one was rough, but
Okay.
Yeah. they're not that bad, I promise.
Okay. Awesome. I'm fine with knowledge. I'm not a test taker. Like I get there and I overanalyze every single thing that I've ever
Me
looked at.
too.
Yeah.
Like, do they mean this or do they mean this? Because if they mean this, it's this one. And if they mean, that's me.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's me.
I have one of my concerns is, and I was going to play some ideas off of you guys, is classroom management. Since I have 22 first graders and they're in the place of they've had some structure, but they haven't had structure because of COVID. So we're struggling as a class right now all over the board. I'm worried about when I take over, how I'm going to even be able to get any learning in between the classroom management. It's like, oh my gosh, like we've tried the put your 5 fingers up, that means quiet. Level 0, we've tried that. We've tried pretty much everything I could think of, and it's not working for the cooperating teacher. So I'm like, and I start lessons on September 5th, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to revamp and change what she has to make it work, but
if it's not working for her either, maybe there's some brainstorming both of you need to do together.
It's universal. It's not just in our room. So like if they go to specials, they're naughty for the specials class. I mean, they're not naughty, they're just very talkative. Like you can't get them to focus.
And I think that's a tough age too anyways, because they just have
there and
so much energy
all day. And it's like, it's not just there. So I'm thinking, I don't know how to reinvent the wheel in a way to, that's the one thing I'm struggling with the most, just trying to figure out how I can get their attention and keep them engaged for a short amount of time.
Right.
And then let them have some freedom with it.
Right. Well, I know my cooperative teachers have this whole list of different, like the little sayings that they do to get their attention, where the prompts where they say half of it and the students reply with both, they have like 2 pages full, and that way they can alternate each time, mac and cheese, everybody freeze, or who lives in a pineapple.
I need to look up some new ones, look at the list, I think.
But and that usually gets, but like we're with 4th graders, so they are like solid on classroom procedures and expectations, and so it's kind of,
ours are just squirrely at the moment, and it is the second week, so I'm hoping maybe by next week. And they do really good in the morning, but by the afternoon, and we have an extended day. We go from 8 to 4:10.
Oh goodness!
So
that's
by
tough. That's tough.
3 o'clock, they're done.
Done.
Like,
yeah.
Well, I'm done too.
I would be too. Like we go from 8 to 3:25, and I am wiped by the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny. The reason they added the extra 20 minutes is to make up for COVID.
Still?
Yeah. Like their gap that they lost during the COVID time. But
our district did that last year, but we went back to regular times this year.
They're not getting anything out of it if they're so tired that you
No.
can't get any teaching in. So yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know what the purpose is at the moment.
I wonder if, have you guys done any brain breaks like throughout the day? You know,
Yeah, she does do a snack and a like go noodle or some kind of get up and move. And we take an afternoon recess too, just to break it up mid-afternoon
Right.
for that
Yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Well, the school I'm in, they have started initiating like daily yoga. And it's like a full-on like national program that they're trying to implement district-wide. And so like this week they've been learning about belly and heart breathing, and then like they'll learn a pose next week, and it helps just kind of recenter and focus them. So I wonder if maybe there's some sort of an exercise you guys could do that way too,
And I
when they
might,
start
yeah,
kind
because
of.
I'm gonna do my project-based learning in the afternoon. I think that's a good idea to have like a little recenter
Mhm.
kind of activity.
I'm no help to this because I honestly don't like classroom management is one of the things I'm like,
Biggest concern.
yeah. So my cooperating teacher, like she has it down to a T. Like
Mhm.
she knows her expectations. We have practiced and practiced and practiced.
Mhm.
And I guess what works for her, because I guess one thing she told me that will stick with me forever is that your consequences have to be enforceable and you have to be willing to enforce it. So if you tell the kid misbehaving, whatever, then I'm going to call your parents. And okay, number one, are you really going to call their parents?
Right.
Like, do you
Don't-
really want to interrupt their day at 1:00 in the afternoon?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, don't
I
give
don't really
idle
wanna do
threats.
so
And
maybe don't say
consistency.
that, but if you say it, then you have to like
Yeah.
follow up on that, or they're going to
Exactly.
be like, oh, she doesn't follow up on anything she says. I know I can get away
Right.
with it next time.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that stuck with me. And we just do a lot of practicing. So if however many kids can't walk down the hall without being quiet, okay, well, we have the first 2 weeks of schools, we have free recesses, and during the, I guess it'd be like the middle recess is always indoor recess, and that is when they would practice until they get it right. And she always like kind of brings them into it and says, okay, do you think this is fair? How long do you think we should practice for? And makes the kids kind of tell her, okay, we should practice for 5 minutes, and then they'll practice walking down the hall for 5 minutes, and then if they're good the next day, then that's fine. But yeah, she's really big into like, okay, you're gonna practice now, and it's not, and you're gonna practice until you get it right too. So
Right. And that's what we've been doing this week so far, is we've been incorporating our expectations and the rules and procedures for like transitions and everything else. I mean, and we've incorporated games so they can just really drill it in these first couple weeks, and then they'll get reminders and everything throughout the rest of the year. But that's mostly what these first 2 weeks are focusing on, is the rules and procedures and expectations and how we do things in the classroom.
I really think that we went too lax at the beginning and now it's trying to play catch up.
Right.
And that's just me probably being a little bit more stricter than I think she is in some things, but I don't feel comfortable enough yet.
You're like, it's not really my classroom.
Yeah. So when I think I am going to change a few things up that might work better.
Yeah, and maybe just suggest, say, hey, what if we tried this instead? And maybe, I don't know, because the classroom management's been one of the things I've worried about. So that's one thing I plan on paying attention a lot to this semester.
Yeah, exactly. And I know a couple parents that will be calling if not some kind of management. So yeah.
The next question is there anything we need to problem solve? Like as a group, is there anybody who has concerns about anything? But we kind of just did that. So
right. I think we just did that too.
Yeah. And then the last one is, what are you doing to keep it all together? So I'm assuming this kind of means like your mental health and like how are you getting things done, but still
staying sane.
Yes, exactly. Like how do you plan to keep pushing yourself this semester without completely losing it? So
I think my cooperative teachers have a lot to do with that. So like we've been able to establish a really good relationship already, and they're really just laid back, and anytime I need anything, they're there. And if I have questions or ideas that I need to bounce off of them, they're really receptive to everything. So I think that goes a long way towards that. And then at one of the in services, the principal had everybody get a rock and come up with their word for the year, something that they want to focus on. And so I chose breathe because I overstress myself a lot of times. And so that sits on the little desk that they have set up for me. And I can just, when I do feel overwhelmed, that's right there. So I can remember, hey, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's okay.
Exactly.
Take a breath.
Yep. I
Wow.
agree. I have worked with my admin before, so I kind of have that relationship with her, and she did something similar to that, but she had us do like a little index card with our why,
Mhm.
and then have that on your notebook. That way it's there to kind of reflect and keep you motivated and going.
we didn't do anything like that, but I like the idea of having something in front of you because that's kind of like in my little office here at my apartment, that's kind of my thing. Like I have posters up or whatever, like note cards in places like just keep going, like you're doing great. But I think like having something like that at school would be good too, like when it starts to get a little bit overwhelming or like today did not go the way I wanted it to, just breathe. It's not the end of the world. Everybody fails at some point.
Yep.
So just to kind of like keep reminding yourself that it's okay. So like that.
I try to take time at the end of the day for my drive to just kind of if I need quiet time, turn the music down and just have complete silence, or if I need to jam the music up, turn it up and just kind of
that's me. I'm on the way home and I just crank it up. I find what music suits my mood, and I've got like a 15-minute drive and I'm good.
Yep. That helps a lot. Yep. And as far as trying to keep going, I have to have like a to-do list and my planner like side by side. That way I can kind of say, okay, this is, and then I just carry over to the next day till I finally get some things checked off of it. It seems like some things have been sitting there forever last 2 weeks, but they'll get done.
Prioritize.
Yeah, exactly. May not be next week, but it'll get done. Yep.
Yes, I'm like a really big checklist person, but I hate having it on my computer because I like just the fact like I love picking up a pen or pencil and like scribbling through it, and I'm like, yes, I did it. But I'm the same way. Like if I don't do it one day, then it just keeps moving on, and eventually I get tired of it. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do it and get it out of the way so I can cross it off. And
exactly. Yep.
I think that's gonna be what saves me too.
Yeah. And I think that's going to help me hopefully manage the PPAC stuff.
Yeah. My cooperative teacher's like, make sure you get a planner. And so I went and got a planner and we put ours side by side, and she showed me the dates that she's going to be gone because she coaches golf, and then we're like coordinating all these other dates. And so I think that'll be super helpful.
Okay, so I just got a thing saying that we had 9 minutes left for our 40 minutes. So we're way past the 10 minutes. So
Hey,
that's okay. I mean, we're getting
been
things
good
out
though.
of the way.
I think it's helpful to be able to talk to everybody that's going through the same thing and to bounce ideas off of. So
I did it through my personal one. I didn't realize there was like a time limit for like, unless you upgrade to the pro. So like it's 40 minutes for that. But then I didn't even realize that we could do it through our Fort Hayes Zoom. I'm like, well, that's fantastic for the recordings, because I tried to do it through my phone storage, or, like what I used last time, Screencast-O-Matic, and it cut you off at 15 minutes. So I'm like, if I would have known that.
Oh, way back. I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it was great talking to you guys. And as soon as I will get that saved as an MP4, and then I'll send it out in the email as an attachment, so then we can post it on the discussion board stuff.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
great.
Perfect.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
luck, guys.
You
Bye.
too.